I'm live. There it is. All right. So, hello everyone. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again. My name is Jason. I'm here from Experiences in Channeling. And yeah, so what I wanted to talk about today was frequency and waiting for a savior. So, these two things. So, yes, let's just jump into it. Yeah. So, in the background, you can see my site over there, I guess. If you're interested, please check it out. And yeah, so let's begin. Um, Recently, I've been watching a lot of, I've been watching for the past 3 years, I guess, ever since she came out. Sabrina Wallace. I've been watching a lot of her stuff, and she's talking about a lot of interesting stuff that is a little bit frightening. And I have to be completely honest, like when I first heard it, it really freaked me out. I didn't want to even think about it. No, just push it out of my mind. It's too much to even comprehend, just like a lot of the stuff that we are witnessing in our world these days. It just sometimes it's just too much. You just can't handle it. You're not there yet. You're not at the place where you can get it. It's too much of a paradigm shift. But I feel like somehow I'm finally at a place where I can kind of uh, understand it, and with looking at it without emotion, which is important with all of these things. So let's see. I'm just going to share some stuff that she kind of brought up. It's just links to things like that she has found. And so I'm by no means an expert on any of this, but I've just kind of latched on to the general idea. So okay, let's jump right into it. So where is it? Here's the link. So this is a link that was shared by this woman Dawn on X. Okay, so this is 6G, and so you may be asking yourself, like, why is he talking about 6G? What's the point? You know, this is supposed to be a spiritual channel, and the reason is because a few weeks ago, I think it was like a week, 2 weeks ago, I guess, I got really sick, very very sick, and it didn't make any sense because I've been doing everything that I normally do to stay healthy. There wasn't anything new or different that was happening, but all of a sudden I got sick, and I thought and got some guidance that there was something involved with this G back here, the 6G. And so that's what started kind of piqued my interest again. And so and so this is I think, what's his name, Alex Hong. He is he is, let's get his information. Where is it? Dun, 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 dun. I'm pretty sure he's a professor at University of, where is he at? National University of Singapore. Climate change. Where is it? Yeah. Well, there's his information. He is a. Does it say here? Proven excellent services, articles. Oh, okay. He's part of this Singapore-based biotechnology company. So okay. So. And he's writing this: biodigital convergence, the 6G, the human antenna, and the zero energy medical paradigm. Right. So this is all information that she's already covered, but I'm just bringing it out for those of you who haven't seen it yet. And so what I've figured out, I guess, about this, I guess the first thing, I don't know how to approach it. It's just too many different angles. But the one thing that was kind of surprising is that, and this is something that she talks a lot about, is that no one is really talking about this. Like, there are many, many very loud voices out there in the media and in social media, but no one's really talking about it. But why not? Like, it's there. It's not like it's not there. It's not science fiction, but no one's really like even touching it. And it's pretty big. So 6G is, so let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so the human body as an antenna, right? So you're going to use the human body as an antenna, and the sweat duct as a helical antenna. This is pretty disturbing. This is what it looks like. So they'll be using our skin as an antenna. So nature's antenna at 6G frequencies, millions of sweat ducts in human skin act as helical antennas, so facilitating high-speed data transfer and energy harvesting, right? So that's pretty hardcore science fiction stuff that. And the whole point of this, I guess I'm bringing up, is that, like, why isn't, yeah, well, I guess that was what she was saying too, and that's what I'm kind of coming to now. It's just like, yeah, okay, so this is out there. Why aren't people talking about this? Because it's from a few weeks ago when I really started to feel something. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like this is the implementation of it, and that was what our bodies were kind of getting adjusted to. And so, but none of us really signed off on this. Like, we didn't write somewhere saying like, hey, yeah, we're okay with this. We didn't vote on this. No one, so, but they're just going to do it anyway. So we are basically the batteries of the machine. So that's the idea, and that's kind of surprising, right? Um, so here's the skin. So here we go. Implications for 6G networks. Energy harvesting opportunity. This sounds a lot like a lot of the stuff that I was doing before with my dragon book. This is what the dragons do with us. They harvest our energy. And so it's just kind of funny. It's like, wait. So it's not funny, of course, but it's so strange that it's funny. We're living in a very science fiction world at the moment. So the resonance indicates that the skin may be designed to absorb energy. This energy may be directed towards surface-mounted rectifiers to power wearable technology. So yeah, and they can read a subject's stress levels, emotional state, all that stuff. So yeah, so all of this stuff is already available with 6G, and if this is how far they've been going, this is already implemented. We just don't see it on our phones yet. And so that's another thing. So bear with me here. Just going through this. I have a point I'm going, but so visible light communication. This is visible light, the use of the human body to harvest energy from visible light communication, a crucial part of 6G optical wireless spectrum. So it uses rapidly modulating LED lights. So this is interesting for me too, because there's a university. I live in Japan. There's a university close by me where a man won the Nobel Prize for building a blue LED light, and I always wondered, like, well, I could do that, an LED light, but there's a little bit more to that LED lights. This is about, yeah. So okay, so that's all this stuff. Okay, so 6G. So basically, we are powering it, and we are the nodes in the system. It's not. We are the antennas. So with 5G, it was just that there's an antenna right over there in front of my house, or a little bit over. But we are going to be the antennas for this one, and they're going to use our electrical energy. We are electric, right? We are the body electric. We generate electrical energy, and we also, from our brain, like when we want to lift our hand, that's an electrical signal. So we are energy, and so this is just very interesting. What was the next thing? Okay, so we got the skin, and then so what's coming up is this idea of telehealth, and telehealth is something that you maybe have heard. People in power recently, they kind of mention it in passing. Telehealth, 6G, and but no one really knows what telehealth is. It's like, what, do you call someone on the phone and say, hey, no. So it's basically that they will look under your skin for you. They have a device that they can do now. They can just look at you and find everything about you, your heart rate. And in addition to that, they'll be using this. So, for example, this is the DARPA website, electrical prescriptions. So they'll be using electricity to create, to heal you, basically. And so, but how do they do that? So they do it with smart dust. So that was the next part, was smart dust. So smart dust. So yeah, this all connects, but so I don't even know if you'll be able to hear this, but here we go. Okay, so smart dust, right? So that's how they do it, right? And what is smart dust? Where does it come from? Those fake clouds you see all over the place, right? So that actually explains it now, because the fake clouds. I always thought the cover story was that it was a to block out the sun because of global warming, right? But possibly, because there's a lot of what was there, barium, and there are kind of heavy metals that were found in the what they're spraying. And there was a whistleblower that came out was talking about that I think there's barium and aluminum, and so what these do is that so we inhale all this stuff, and then it create their it's smart dust is like a tiny little computer, and so we inhale a whole bunch of them, and so that our bodies are basically can be remote controlled. And so that's what that is. And so this is all like available information out there. This is not conspiracy theory by no means. It's all just there, but no one talks about it. And it's kind of scary, so you don't really want to talk too much about it. But and this is the woman Dawn on X that was talking, sharing some stuff. So she's talking about the Cove Ban. It's a Corona body area network. So this was kind of interesting. It used dun, 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 smart dust. Smart dust. They're kind of little sensors, and so there you go. But yeah, so you get the idea. So this technology is pretty advanced, and it's already implemented in it for the most part. I mean, they've gone this far with it. And what she was talking about recently, there's even recently the new virus that just came out, the hantavirus. They already have there's already a vaccine for that, and there's already this network. It's called the HantaNet, and where they can live monitor if people have it or not, right? So it's pretty hardcore. I mean, this is very scientific, not scientific, but it's just there. Nothing is being hidden. But this energy harvesting thing was very interesting to me, and it reminded me a lot of where is it? The Matrix. Remember, we were the batteries for the machine. We were the batteries. We were powering everything, right? So if you haven't seen the Matrix, spoiler alert. So the Matrix, in the story of the Matrix, I think this is the opening of the story almost. This is Neo, and that's Neo, and he realizes that he is actually in a computer simulation, and he wakes up and he finds that he's actually in a pod, and his energy is being harvested to power the machines. So like this AI technology has taken over the world. And okay, so that's where I'm at now. And so you must be like freaking out right now and saying, oh my God, what the hell is he talking about? I don't want to hear this stuff. What's this? So yeah, so why am I talking about all this stuff? Well, first of all, I think it's really important to not be in the dark about what's going on in our world. It may be a little bit scary to hear at first, right? It really scared me for the longest time, and I didn't want to admit it, and I didn't really understand the mechanism. Well, how does that work, and how does this work? And so, but now I kind of understand a bit more. It's a little bit clearer, and thanks to her work. And so, but now that it becomes clear to me, I wonder why not more people are not talking about this. Like, it's very important. So that was another thing, is like a lot of people talk about, you want to get those heavy metals out of your body. You want to detox, and that way you won't be affected by this stuff. But it's like, if it can go right under your skin like that, like right into your pores, there's no detoxing. There's no supplement that you can take that will help you. We can't escape that way. And okay, so here we go. So I'm bringing this over into why I'm bringing all this stuff up. What's the point of this? I'm not bringing this up to scare anyone. I'm bringing it up because it's important to know. The more you know, the more you know, and the more power you have. Because if someone is trying to do this behind our backs, and it's not behind our backs, it's right out in front. If the more people who know about this, who can speak up about it, and without losing your mind, I think that has an effect on everything. So that plus, what was the second thing I wanted to talk about? So my teacher, oh hey Judy, welcome. My teacher, who, um, yeah. So the woman that taught me how to channel, and Jalila Starr, um, she often would talk that about hearing something about at the end. So she talks about this whole polarity game that we're in, and at the end, there would be a frequency fence, and that word was really interesting. And when she brought it up, I think she brought it up like it was probably like 10, 15 years ago, but I started following her about 9 years ago or something, and she was talking about this frequency fence, and I thought, what the heck is a frequency fence? And there was a fence that they could trap you in, a frequency fence, and it just sounds so science fiction, right? And then, but now reading all this stuff, it's, oh, that's the frequency fence. That's how, and then that ties into the smart cities, or the what is it, C42 cities, 15-minute cities, basically, and there's one other thing. There's one other part to this whole thing, is that we're moving into the what is it called? The biotokenization. Let's see if it comes up. Biotoken. I should have ization. Let's see. Biotokenization. Let's see. But so this was also very interesting to me as well. Oh yeah, so converting sensitive physiological data collected from a human body into a secure, anonymized format, a token for transmission. So it's good for privacy, authentication, security, and let's see. But there's one part in here that was kind of interesting. Oh, they don't have it here. Energy constraints, data security. But there was one part, oh, they don't have it here. Okay, but one of the ideas was about using, for example, if you are a medical professional, and then you say, someone is your patient, and they do all the things that they're supposed to do, they get extra tokens, right? It's like a game, and then so yeah. So we're approaching the metaverse, or we're already in it. I don't know how far we're in it. We are. But this is the frequency fence. But all hope is not lost. This is something that's really important to understand and to remember. It's never lost. Always understand that we are not bodies. We are made of love. But it's important to understand. It's important to know. It's important to not look away. It's important to understand what's going on around us, and to understand that this idea is just an explosion in the digital realm of what they've been doing. This is what we've been under for the longest time. Energy harvesting, right? That's what a lot of us experience a lot. Whenever you go to a big sports event, all of that energy is harvested. Whenever you go to the mall, all that energy is harvested. Everything is harvested. The loosh, right? This whole concept. This is so. It's the same idea, but it's digitized, right? And I think it comes from the same minds. It's the same concept. It's just digitized. And so there was one other aspect that I wanted to bring up before I go too much into it. The digital, biodigital tokenization. So our physiological data can be bought and sold. So this is it's just an updated version of the same old system, basically. But these frequency things, so they can read us right now. Someone can read exactly what's going on in my body right now, and if they wanted to, they could heal a disease that I have, or create a disease. That's the power that they have, right? And this technology, though, this electrical kind of technology, is nothing new. This is just acupuncture. It's just 5,000-year-old Chinese medicine that's just come online again. So all right. So I'm gonna get off this kind of topic a bit, but I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up because I think it's important to be aware of it. and to remember to never be in fear. And this may seem to be a crazy thing. It's like, well, how can I not be in fear if you're talking about the scariest things I've ever heard? But that's the point. Don't be fooled by the illusions, and understand one of the things that my guides have taught me a lot is that the dark, they are in the dark. They're not in the light. And the dark serves the light. This is an expression that my teacher taught me. The dark serves the light. Even though they don't think they are, they're serving the light. And it's just like, in the Bible, there was the story of, um, what was it? The fallen angels. That the fallen angels were kind of sent to the pit of fire or whatever it was, but 10% of them were allowed to remain to test humanity. They were allowed to remain to create that dichotomy, to create that yin and yang kind of idea. And so without that, we wouldn't have all of these challenges, and we wouldn't be able to overcome all of these challenges. And so there's a reason for all this stuff. And so so this is just my personal take on it, take it or leave it. But so what I've learned is that the dark serves the light, and also that the dark is working in the dark. People that are if someone is trying to enslave you, they are working in the dark. They can't see the light, and they can't see the full picture. And we can't even see the full picture. But if you're working in that realm, that you can't see much, because you're in this one focus. And so the dark is in the dark, but they're serving the light, but they don't realize it. And so this, I think this is something really special. This is what this might be, a very, very important gift for all of us that's coming out. This could be a very really important gift for us to understand how to spiritually be aware of this. So this is our body, right? This is my aura. You're not getting in here. And this is very similar to like psychic attacks. It's the same idea, just digitized. It's a digitized psychic attack. But that's the idea. We have to raise our level, raise our game enough so that this can't affect us, right? So, and that's a tall order, but I think it's possible, and I think that's what we're being called to do now. We're being called to understand what's going on, to not hide our heads in the sand and say, "Oh, this is too scary. I don't want to think about it." And okay, so that's that. And the last part is waiting for a savior. So we're all kind of waiting for a savior. We were like, well, no, when this happens, everything's going to be great. It's going to be happy, And this is like the Course in Miracles always talks about this. Like, they don't talk about waiting for a savior, but it's like, well, when this happens and this happens and this happens, I'll be happy, right? But it's not about that. The happiness is inside you. No matter what's going on, you choose. You choose your happiness. Are you going to be happy or not? I didn't mute. No, I didn't mute Judy, but it's possible that I've been muted. Huh. Well, hopefully you can still hear me. Hold on, let me check on the other one. That's crazy. But it would be par for the course, I imagine. All right, hold on one second. I'm just going to check. Okay, I'm checking. No, I didn't mute. Oh, no, okay. It's on my YouTube, it's working, so yeah. So, yeah, but thanks, Judy, for, yeah. So that's the point that I wanted to bring up, is that we are very powerful beings, and everything, this world, there is a purpose for everything. And what is the purpose for everything? Let's see. Yeah, that's the Course in Miracles. Everything is for your own best interests, right? Let's see. Yeah, that is what it's for. So I'm looking at it in that way, understanding, you got to see it, see what it is, but understand that there is a way out of this. There's got to be a way, because the people who are creating the system are not perfect. But who is perfect? God, right? Love. And love is so much more powerful than all of this, but we're being called. And I don't know exactly what the answer is. I mean, I know it's doing a lot of clearing. It's doing a lot of meditation. It's getting really, re- being aware of your body, being aware of your energy. Yeah, I do a lot of, I do chanting. I chant all of my chakras every morning to kind of, and I do a lot of, yeah, meditation. I think that's really, I think that's what we're being called to do. We're being called to, like, raise up our game. We can't be taken down by these sorts of things. And so that's the idea. And I think a lot of people will choose to go into these kind of smart cities because it'll be good. All of your diseases will be cured. You'll be healed. Whatever it is you got, you'll be healed, and you'll be augmented, and you'll be able to do things that normal humans can't do. Right. So some people will choose that, and that's fine. But it's a choice. It's going to be a choice. It is a choice. It always is a choice. No matter what, no matter if, even if it seems like there's no choice, there's always a choice. So that's what I'm kind of bringing in here. Um, and so then waiting for a savior, right? Um, we are acting as, so yeah, so at some point it would be wonderful if something or someone came and saved us, right? But I think what we're being called to do is save ourselves. We're being called to take the steps in our world, take the steps that we can take, even if there's small baby steps, just take those steps to move into your sovereignty, whatever it is that you can do. And I think that's the point. I think so. We're being called to kind of help ourselves in that sense, not help ourselves, but not to wait. Don't wait. There's no reason to wait. To start today, whatever it is. So, and by saying this, what I'm not saying that we it's not about fighting or anything like that. It's about following your heart. It's about following your dreams, and it's about listening to your body. And I think that's the key. Just is when we start listening to our bodies more, listening to our hearts more, listening to our own inner cycles more, and not getting into fear. And so it'd be wonderful if there was, some sort of savior or whatever. But I think if there is or isn't, I don't think it matters. I think the point is that we have to do what we can do in our situation at this time. So what's that? There's that JFK quote. JFK quote. Let's see. Sorry that I don't have it here. It just popped into my mind. Here we go. Let's see. Do they have it every? But it was something about do what you can do with what you have at this moment. Maybe it's not even from John Kennedy. But yeah, I can't find it here. So, but the whole idea is, yeah. So do what you can do in the place that you're in, and that's all we can do. But following your heart, following your dreams, following your love, being in love, and these are really important. So, and then this, I don't know what anything is for. So to me, the purpose of everything is to prove that my illusions about myself are real. It is for this purpose that I attempt to use everyone and everything. It is for this that I believe the world is for. Therefore, I do not recognize its real purpose. The purpose I have given the world has led to a frightening picture of it. Let me open my mind to the world's real purpose by withdrawing the one I've given it and learning the truth about it. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what anything is for. And we have all of these illusions, and we try to put our illusions right on the world. We try to change everything. Oh, hey, Lisa. Good morning. Hey, Lisa and Judy. Yeah, it's a blast from the past. Woohoo. So yeah, that's what I wanted to come on today to talk about. I think it's oh, that was the last part, is the med beds, right? So I think Sabrina Wallace mentioned that too, and I thought that was interesting. It's like, so this med bed thing, I've heard kind of like a lot of people saying, like, don't go into the med beds, don't go into the light, don't go into the med beds is what they say. So, and it sounds very similar to this technology. It's just an augmented technology. So you'll be cured, you'll be healed, but there's a price to pay. It's not free. There's a bargain, and you're making a Faustian bargain in that sense. So yeah, heavy duty stuff today. I'll do just a channeling, and maybe they'll lighten stuff up a bit. Here we go. Greetings, we are Mary, and what we would say to all of you is you are in one of the most exciting times that your planet has ever been in. This is the movie that you've been waiting to see. This is the time that you came here to experience. What a lot of experiences you can have. All of the ups and all of the downs, the tragedies, the happiness, the beauty, the darkness, the lightness. There's so much to be experienced in this time. But what we would say to all of you is to understand that there is a center to all of this, and there is a purpose to all of this. All of these things that are happening around you seem to be happening and seem to be one-sided. But what we would say is that everything is happening for everyone, to everyone, for a very specific reason. And what is that reason? For you to learn to choose love, for you to choose love, to not choose fear, but to see the world, to see everything as it is, but remembering that you are not a part of this world. You're here. You're here, but you are not a part of this world. You're participating in this world, but you're not a part of this world. Always understanding that. So when you see all of these things, you're able to take that step back and you're able to look at things from a dispassionate view. You're able to see, all of these things are happening. There must be a reason behind them. There's a greater purpose to it. What is the greater purpose? So if you're able to take a step back and try to look beyond the story that's being presented right in front of you, to look for the greater purpose, because there is a greater purpose. All right. So yeah, okay. There was one other thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah. So last thing. Sorry, this is a long one. I'm very talkative today. Lisa, you said this is very interesting. The synchronicities are already in play. Yeah, yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, and check out, if you really want to get into this stuff, really look into all that information, just check out Sabrina Wallace. You know, she really gets very, very in depth in reading all of this stuff. This was just a cursory kind of like, oh, this is generally, how I understand it as a layman. I don't know much about this stuff, but just enough so that you kind of get the gist of it. But yeah, so the last thing I was talking about is like, in the 1700s, I think it was 1730s, there was the first Great Awakening in America. There were three great awakenings, and what the awakenings were was a big awakening of people kind of going back into believing in God, basically believing in God. And the first one was in the 1730s, I think it was, and the next one was 1830s, and the third one was 1859. And I was just reading about what happened around that time, and right, I probably shouldn't go into it too much, but you can look into it. But I really feel that this time we are in, I think, one of the fourth Great Awakening, and I think it's a really interesting time that we're in, and there's a lot of interesting things going on, and sometimes it can be hard to keep your head above the water with all this information and all of this fear that's out there too. So just swim above the fear. Don't let the fear get you. A lot of people are making a lot of money on fear. I don't think that's a positive thing to do, but they are. But who am I to judge? Everyone's doing their own thing. But yeah, but don't look with fear, look with love and see the bigger picture. Yeah. All right. So that's what I wanted to say today. I hope you guys are hopeful, and hopefully I'll see you all soon. Ciao. Thanks, Judy and Lisa, for joining in.